By the time with I'm in a room.
Okay, the House Committee on State Government will come to order. Clerk, please call the roll.
Representative Sells?
Here.
Representative Bedsole?
Here.
Representative Rogers? Dr. Boyd? Representative Butler? Representative Chestnut?
Here.
Representative Cole? Representative Keel? Representative Kirkland? Representative Lawrence? Representative Paramore? Representative Shaw? Stahagen? Representative Wood? Representative Yarborough? We have a quorum.
Thank you. Quorum is present. The chairman at this point would recognize Representative Ingram on HB 421.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, committee. I've got some help presenting this bill today, if it's okay with you, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir. We always like expert witnesses. Yes,
That's
sir.
right. Thank you. I appreciate that. But I'm going to turn it over to this fine gentleman right here who wants to get up and present it.
And please introduce yourself. Tell us who you are and where you're from.
My name's Hudson Cornett. I'm from Montgomery, Alabama. I go to Trinity Presbyterian School.
Okay, go ahead. Proceed.
All right. Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, everyone. Like I said, my name's Hudson Cornett, and we're here to present the Alabama State Cookie. We have named it the Yellowhammer Cookie. It is made up of peanuts, oats, and pecans, all of which are grown here in Alabama. This cookie consists of all these three elements. The pecans are made in was it Baldwin County, correct?
Grown.
They're grown. Yes. Sorry. I'm nervous. This is nerve-wracking.
We are too.
Yeah. The peanuts in Dothan are grown, and this also embodies our state's cultural heritage with George Washington Carver's research at Tuskegee Institute, which is now Tuskegee University. It encapsulates the essence of what our state was built upon. So it highlights the agricultural preeminence and the heritage of Alabama, and we feel that the cookie is a product both sides of the aisle can support. This here is Mary Claire. She made this cookie. Hold it up. Thanks. All of y'all have one, I believe. This process at Trinity was the fourth graders decided they were going to study, the state symbols. Yes. So they were learning about the state tree and about the state flower and the bird, and realized we don't have a state cookie. So they had a contest to see who made the best cookie, and we narrowed it. Their grade narrowed it down to 5 different cookies, and 5 of us seniors came in and voted on them, and we came up with the Yellowhammer cookie as the best cookie that we decided would win. So here we are today presenting this cookie to you all to be our state cookie.
Thank you very much. I'm really surprised we don't have a state cookie. We have a state everything else, right? Okay, thank you. Any questions by members? Any motions? Yes, sir.
I have a comment.
Purple.
Having participated in some quality control, Mr. Chair, I think this is a excellent choice to be our state cookie. And when you bring in a former congresswoman to lobby on behalf of the bill, I move to give it a favorable report.
Okay. Thanks. Okay, second, but all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Thank you, sir. Your bill passed. Thank you. Thank you, Representative Ingram.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, body.
Okay, is Representative Jackson here? Okay, good. I didn't see you around the corner. Yes, sir. So now we're moving on to HB 404.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. I just wished I could present the Alabama cookie continuation. But I have a little bill that I think is very consumer friendly, and it's going to help our truckers. It's going to help those of us who drive with CDLs and HAZMAT. And what this bill does, Mr. Speaker, is it will allow ALEA to certify persons that has passed their certifications and their CDL license are up to date to able to get the endorsement of HAZMAT. And it's just that simple.
Right. So if it once they apply and get the endorsement on the federal level, we don't require them to come back and get it on a state level. So we will accept the federal level, the endorsement on hazardous materials.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay, any comments, any questions? Yes, sir. Representative Lawrence. Oh, Miss.
No, I was gonna, at the proper time, make. a
Okay,
motion.
we've got a motion. Representative Board, how about a second?
Second.
Who was that?
Everybody.
Oh, everybody. That's right. Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, sir. Your bill passed.
Thank you so very much, members.
Okay, is Ms. Hall? Representative Hall. Thank you,
Thank-
Ms. Hall.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members. If you would allow me while I'm here, I have 2 pages with me that I'd like to introduce.
Sure.
Madison, Saley, and Jacoby. I mean, we got Jacoby's last name, but anyway, there are 2. Jacoby is a student at Monrovia, and Madison is a student at Grace Lutheran. Would you all stand, please? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Chair and members, presently the existing laws for the state holidays would specify the existing law establishes state holidays. So what this bill would do is specify that the state of Alabama would observe or shall observe all as holidays, all days designated as a holiday by the federal government. And so it also, if you look at the bill that's been introduced, it deletes and duplicative language that would not be substantive, and also make some technical divisions. If you would look on page 2, you will see the language that indicates the state shall recognize and observe the following days as public legal holidays. And then all the days that have been designated as of January 1, 2022. And it continues to identify what those days would be, also allowing the governor to, on the 3rd Monday of January, the 4th Monday in April, and the 1st Monday in June, that at least one of those following dates would be included in this particular bill. And you will see the other changes that have been added on page 3. And you should have an amendment as well. Mr. Chair, if there, I would entertain any questions at this time.
Okay. Ms. Hall, as you know, we have a lot of several bills in this committee that addresses the holidays. And there's 2 bills on the calendar today. And what we're going to do is we're going to take these 2 bills and put them in our government regulations subcommittee, and we will work on them. I give you my word. But I want to get these bills. I want to come up with one approach. We've got 5 different bills about holidays, and I want to come up with one approach, okay? And I want you to be a part of that.
And so what does that mean? What does that look like?
That means we're going to put them in the subcommittee,
Okay.
and we're going to fix it. We're going to get something. We're going to get down to what we want trying to do and find us a way to get there.
Okay, one thing I'd like to make clear on this, the particular bill that you have before you does not take away any of the holidays that are
Right.
presently in existence for, state employees. So that
Right.
is clear. But I hear you,
Yes, ma'am.
and I
Yeah,
appreciate
yes, ma'am. We'll work with you. So if it's okay without your amendment or whatever, we're just going to move now to put this in the subcommittee. If I can get a motion.
Mr. Chairman, before you move,
Yes, sir. Yes.
I just got a few comments I would like to make. Although we are moving to put this bill in subcommittee, I want to express interest that we really need to get a commitment from you or this committee that we won't let it linger in subcommittee. We do what we can to get it out of the subcommittee as soon as possible.
Yes, sir. That's what I said.
Okay.
like next week.
Yes, ma'am. We'll work on it. Get with me after the meeting, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. I need a motion and a second.
I'll make that motion.
Yeah. Second.
Yes, so second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you. Okay, next up, HB 427, Representative Gavan.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll be brief. You and I have had several conversations as we've been moving out about with this legislation. About 2 years ago, 3 years ago, maybe, I drafted this legislation. I actually held up on dropping it because I could not reach Representative Jackson, who had been one of the first persons really pushing, trying to get the Juneteenth holiday enacted. And subsequently, the United States, the federal government, of course, 2 years ago, it was signed into law. And my bill simply does pretty much the same thing, but mine is just streamlined, no changing or deleting or taking away of any of the other holidays. It's just simply coming in line with the federal government. You and I have talked. We've also had a conversation with the governor's office about the bill. And so basically, my bill just simply only adds and creates the Juneteenth holiday.
Right.
And then after speaking with Representative Jackson, he told me just to go ahead and finally drop my bill. And I think LSA just started kind of sending them out, and others started dropping the bill, but it had been prepared almost three years in advance of the time that I finally dropped it.
So I'm going to move that we put your bill in the same thing, and we will work toward the goal of both of these bills. Any questions, any comments? Okay, I need a motion to put it in the same subcommittee.
Yeah, I'll make that motion, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, need a second? Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you.
you.
Okay, next we up to HB 168 by Representative Underwood.
Good afternoon. I have HB 168. This kind of works in tandem with the local competition bid that was brought by Representative Ellis a few weeks ago. Kind of works hand in hand with it. I have worked with the Department of Examiners, the Department of Finance. They've been involved in discussions with this. General contractors have signed off on it. The Press Association, as well as higher education, have all signed off, and we've worked very closely with the Caldwell County Commission. With the County Commission Association, and with the League of Municipalities. And so that's kind of the history about who all we've worked with to get this where it's at today. But in basics, what it offers is it takes the bid limit for public works from $50,000, which was set 26 years ago, which, if I use an analogy from yesterday, Brock Colvin was a year old at that time, takes it from $50,000 to $100,000. And that is for efficiency. It does not affect transparency. It's just for efficiency's sake, so that these different entities can get in and out and get some things done for their communities without having to go through the bid process for such small items.
Okay, you have a substitute, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, can we go ahead and introduce that we'll talk about that?
Speaker, I move we adopt the sub.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman.
Okay, think about that. Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, so we're on the sub now, so sir, go ahead.
All right, very good. So this sub has several changes, and I don't know if you want me to go through all those now, if you've had a chance to look through those, but happy to do that, or we can go straight into questions.
We need the top right corner, we need the number.
Got that? HB 168 still?
No,
No?
it's
SB 16?
right here.
50XZM.
Oh, left? Okay.
I'm sorry.
50. Yeah, that's right. 50XZM6-1. Good. Thank you.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so do you want me to go through this, or do you entertain questions at this time? I'll do whatever you want me to do.
Go through it just a little bit if you don't
All right,
mind.
very good. The main purpose of putting this together was to take the thresholds from $50,000 to $100,000. In this bill is the enacting of the indexing every 3 years by the Consumer Price Index. I understand we may talk about that in a little bit. Again, this has been in play at $50,000 for 26 years. And that amount is found on page 9, beginning in lines 225. The Consumer Price Index is found on page 16, beginning with lines 436. It also updates the advertising requirements for bid announcements when public works contracts involves more than $500,000. It eliminates something. At the moment, in the current law, the bid announcement for public contracts over $500,000 has to be advertised in 3 different newspapers in the state. This eliminates that part of it. It allows project completion notices to be advertised in a newspaper, on a newspaper's website, on a website utilized by the awarding authority, or if all 3 of those are not available, at the courthouse. That is found on pages 5 through 7, beginning with lines 128.
Okay, I think we have an amendment.
Yes.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. I have an amendment.
Okay, go ahead and read your amendment, please.
So the amendment specifically will, I think, take this sub to maybe where the originally introduced version was, that we remove the mention of any consumer price index. So I'll just start here. Replace lines 9 through 11 on page 1 with the following $100,000, and that would eliminate the wording after that said would authorize additional increase based off the consumer price index. So that's the first piece of it. The second is on page 2, line 45 and 46. It's just a little bit of a technical clearing up of language there. So just a technical correction, nothing of substance in that. And then the last piece is replacing, this will be on page 16, by the way, the last piece. Replace lines 435 through 445 on page 16 with the following, and it'll just simply say described in subdivision 1, period, end quote. And you're striking the language there that references the consumer price index being used. So consistent with where I started, this is simply removing any references to using the consumer price index to change this amount. Therefore, meaning in the future, if there's any other changes to this, it has to come back before this body to do so.
Understand that.
166-1.
Okay. I have a motion to have a second.
Oh, you didn't say.
Yeah, okay. You have a question?
I don't know if I'm slow or not, but you were amending the substitute. And I had a copy here, but it was so hard for me to follow along that quickly with what. So in layman's terms, just explain to me.
Okay. Yeah. So it includes indexing now can tie to the consumer indexing. So we removed the automatic price index, so it'll be at 100,000. It will not automatically go up.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Do I have a second? Yeah, so. Yeah. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. That's the amendment. Okay. Any more further questions? Any further amendments? Okay. We're looking for a motion as amended and substituted. Okay, Yarborough. Second?
I'll second.
Bid so. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you, sir. Your bill passes.
Thank you, Bill. Appreciate it a lot.
Okay, members, thank you. Let me look on the back.
I guess.
Okay, we're good. Thank you. We're adjourned.
Right.